Boxing truth here. Let's talk about Mikey Garcia and his latest mediocre performance in the welterweight division, and how a potential Manny Pacquiao fight doesn't interest me at all. I really hope that Manny Pacquiao is just playing with Eddie Hearn, just taking him along for a wild ride that leads to no fight being made between Pacquiao and Mikey Garcia, because we don't know what to believe. Manny has a new manager now. He signed with representation that's also involved with Conor McGregor. Sean Gibbons, his advisor, has stated that he's still with PBC for at least one more fight. Leonard Ellaby is laughing at Eddie Hearn's tweets that it's very likely a fight between him and Mikey Pacquiao and Mikey's going to get made for Saudi Arabia in July. So who knows what to believe. My gut feeling is that Pacquiao is still with the PBC, and Al Heyman's not going to simply let him go to fight on a streaming service. And I don't think Manny's going to fight on a streaming service. I believe he's going to continue on the pay-per-view platform. That's what he was built up on. That's what he knows, unless Eddie is just throwing ridiculous numbers at him to fight on DAZN. And Eddie's been very reckless with his pursuing. I mean, he overpaid Mikey for a fight nobody asked for, and now he's willing to overpay Pacquiao for a fight I would say a lot of boxing fans, knowledgeable boxing fans, really had no interest in, because we all know who's going to win a potential Manny Pacquiao-Mikey Garcia fight. Mikey Garcia is a bum welterweight at best, fringe contender. He was lucky that he knocked Jesse Vargas down in that fight, because he was off to a horrendous start. Lost 3 of the first 4 rounds, at least on my card. Some even say he lost the first 4 rounds. And then the fight changed when he knocked him down. But Mikey is too damn economical, too goddamn patient, and he actually let Vargas recover and get back into the fight somewhat. He gave away some later rounds. He let Vargas recover. I mean, he had a dead man in front of him, and Mikey couldn't put him away. He couldn't get him out of there. So had Mikey not knocked Vargas down, it would have most likely been a much different fight, where Mikey was getting beat to the punch because he was not taking advantage of the counterpunch opportunities and the trash defense enough that Jesse Vargas possesses. There's no need to see Mikey Garcia in the welterweight division no longer. He didn't have a great performance. I felt he won the fight. I thought he was the right winner. One judge had it even in rounds, with the knockdown being the difference. I'm not going to argue. I felt Mikey won because he did more damage. He landed the bigger shots. He did knock him down. He did hurt him. But it was a bad performance, and he let Jesse Vargas off the hook completely. So I really don't need to see a Mikey Garcia versus Manny Pacquiao fight. It's pointless. Sure, it's a money fight. It's a cherry pick for Manny. It's an easy fight. He'll pick apart Mikey Garcia, probably beat him up even worse than Spence did. It's just, there's no intrigue behind this fight. Mikey needs to move back down to as low as lightweight if he can, because that's where he's most effective. That's where he can actually be in some significant, interesting fights. But now that he's been fighting at welterweight, junior welterweight the past couple of years, there's no way most likely he can even make the 135-pound limit. But he's pretty much a tweener. He doesn't belong in the welterweight division. He doesn't really even belong in the 140-pound division. So the Manny Pacquiao fight makes sense for him, because it's the biggest fight out there for him. It's a fight that he's going to lose, but at least he'll be losing to a legend, and it'll be a cash-out type fight, and we'll probably most likely never see Mikey Garcia ever fight again, if he takes another loss, and a bad one at that, against a Manny Pacquiao. Mikey's delusional, always has been. Him and Vargas, it was a fight between two delusional guys. And now Mikey's just still pursuing the biggest fight he can get, and I really hope he doesn't get it, because I don't need to see it. I have no interest in it. There are 10 welterweights in that division that will whoop Mikey right now. I mean, let's take a look here. Keith Thurman would beat Mikey Garcia. Sean Porter would beat Mikey Garcia. Manny Pacquiao beats Mikey Garcia. Terrence Crawford beats Mikey Garcia. Danny Garcia would be a slight favorite against Mikey Garcia. I would pick Virgil Ortiz to beat Mikey Garcia. Sergey Lipinets in a rematch would beat Mikey Garcia. He beat him the first time, but didn't get the decision. David Evanesian might beat Mikey Garcia. Ugas beats Mikey Garcia. So, I pretty much named about 10 welterweights that would beat Mikey Garcia. The guy doesn't belong in this division. He needs to get out of it. He's a bum welterweight at best. Had a mediocre performance this past Saturday. And honestly, if Mikey never fought again, I really wouldn't give a shit, because there's no intrigue behind his career. The interest is gone. I never believed in the hype. I know a lot of people did. There were some idiots that actually picked him to beat Errol Spence. I mean, that was Casual's Boxing Talks, one of his worst picks ever. I mean, I've had bad picks, but hey, he was blinded for the hate he has with Errol Spence. It happens. But that was one of his worst picks ever. But Conor McGregor had a better chance of beating Floyd Mayweather than freaking Mikey Garcia ever had in beating Errol Spence. And I picked Conor McGregor to beat Floyd Mayweather. But hey, at least McGregor was competitive in the fight. At least he won rounds. So I really hope it's bullshit about a potential Pacquiao Mikey Garcia fight. I hope Pacquiao just, plays him out, leaves him hanging, and fights the fight that we all want to see, man. I want to see Pacquiao versus Errol Spence. That's the fight I want to see. That's the fight that makes me shadowbox. That's the fight that I'm excited about. You know why? Because a 41-year-old Manny Pacquiao could potentially beat an Errol Spence coming off a car accident and inactivity. I know Al Heyman's scared to make the fight, because if he does and Errol Spence loses, Manny Pacquiao would have just made a fool of him and pretty much embarrassed his whole PBC welterweight stable, and as his entire PBC stable got cleaned out by an aging old Manny Pacquiao. I mean, how funny that would be. And Wilder's already lost, and he's about to take another loss in a third fight with Tyson Fury. So I know Al Heyman is wary of making a fight, but that's the fight you got to give Manny, since Mayweather's never going to come back and fight him again. This is Boxing Truth. I'm out.